Ljudi, what the hell je s kamerom? Čekaj. Oh, what the hell je... Uglavnom ljudi, ako niste čuli, sezona 10 u finalsu izlazi za nekih 6-7 minuta i naravno mi to moramo testat, igrat ćemo ja i Ljeljo, Ivana neće biti, ona pojma gdje ne odgovara na poruke. Uglavnom idem ja ući u Discord da se čujemo s Ljeljom. Evo mene natrag.
Okej.
Braz, ja sam u Platinumu za 100 pointa točno, braz. Ishramao ga sam do Rubija lagano.
Aj, ne gubi se.
Olo, starta! Fantasy League. I starts in 6 minuta, what the hell. Još 6-7 sekundi. Ja se treba ubit, braz. Evo ga, starta! Opa, laček moram pojačati. Lik je koristio data reshaper. What the hell?
Buraz. Već mrzim ovu mapu, sam će se kempat u lightovi sa swordom u bushu, ono.
Ma neće.
Ko Fortnite biti.
Realno. Fazom, taj tactical mace je bio nakriju sam skin. Ali skinovi za kontestante izgledaju predobro, braz.
Kontestante.
Nego kak se zove.
Players.
Dodali su nove glasove napokon.
Ko voli briga za glas.
Hvala. Dog što silo je.
Čekaj, je li moguće da su napravili da... Čekaj, je li moguće da tactical mace bio skin za Sledgehammer?
I za Riot
Shield.
Za oba dvoje.
I retard.
New weapon. New playstyle. Ok, neću više čitati. Dobro da sam išta stigao pročitati. Now available.
Hello, I'm Gustav
Će biti
Tilby, creative director of
60
Finals,
gigabajta.
and it's my honor to introduce you to our next season, which means that season 9 is about to come to a
I
close.
dalje mi nije
I would like
update
to start off by saying thank you.
stavljen.
This season, Point Break quickly became a fan favorite, and
Ok, ne zanima me za Point Break, idem ja ovo upalit.
a different look and feel and a new backdrop for all the moments you've been making. We also saw the biggest
Ti još došao
To je mali,
in over a year, bringing a new energy
koliko im treba,
into the
ono.
arena. We experienced the finals alongside all of you, and putting the game in your hands always comes with surprising discoveries, which in turn leads to changes in the game. To those of you who have been on this journey with us, we're very grateful. We've also been working on what comes next. Starting in Season 10 and continuing beyond, Year 3 of the finals introduces changes that we have been working on since the very beginning. Now, with Season 10 moments away, we're excited to go through some of its key highlights and features. So lean in and let's take a look at the enchanting changes coming to the arena.
Season 10 is called Fantasy League, and this time the show looks a little different. Castles, legends, and heroic rivalries have found their way into the finals by the hand of a mysterious force. It's not what Malteko and the showrunners originally planned, but somehow it still feels right at home. Let's take a look at some key highlights of the season, starting with seasonal content and arenas. The Battle Pass
Updatali
is
su ranked,
fully
već
a
vidim.
fantasy theme, where we've taken cues from fantasy stories, mythical creatures in medieval armor, creating
Zopre
contestant
dobro izgleda.
outfits, weapon skins and gear that bring that world into the finals. With
Šta?
each page offering a small glimpse into the story behind it. We're also introducing a new TDM and point break map called Starlight Hollow. Starlight Hollow is a directional arena designed specifically for frontlines and
Koliko im
point break and
treba,
for
ono.
close engagement and team deathmatch. Narrow streets and open courtyards are surrounded by clusters of buildings divided by open fields, forests and hills that create a strong
Realno
sense
malo
of
je
direction.
ko drugačiji
As
Kyoto.
attackers push forward and defenders try
No,
to
u biti
hold the
nije,
line,
ovo je
the environment
moguće još više
reinforces the
otvoreno.
direction of the match, giving
Ovo je
players
još
a clear
gore od
sense of where
Kyota,
the action is
poraz.
happening and where it's headed next. Starlight Hollow will have a
Oj,
dedicated
ne znam
point
koji
break
si
field for
revolver.
the first 3 weeks of the season,
Baš.
as well as featuring in TDM mode. Now, let's talk about playstyles and combat. Season 10 introduces the first new specialization we've added since Season 3, as part of a new playstyle called the Aerialist. This playstyle is built for the medium body type and introduces a new
I
specialization.
nisu dodali
a new
nekakav
weapon,
novi
and a new gadget.
specialization za light.
Together, they create a playstyle
Uraz
with
Light ima dovoljno
variety,
stvari. Heavy ima
positioning,
previše.
and creative use of the environment.
Light ima
The
3
new specialization is
specializationa.
called
Ima i
Shock.
medium.
It creates a burst of force
Pa
and
imao je,
impact
da.
that pushes players and objects away.
Imali su svi
It
osim
uses
heavy, a
hot
sad
components of rooftops,
tamo
clear turrets,
Polako
Light
ne to
ima.
popriko
or
kolike
bounce
backflip
yourself
od
down
turek.
the ground. The weapon that comes with this playstyle is a semi-automatic crossbow, the Chimera XB. It fires small bolts
Chimera
in quick
XB,
succession and
Kurenda
is
mi ime.
designed to be easy
Ali
to
ne znaju
control
ostavljati
even when
imena,
moving.
buraz.
The weapon has strong hip
Samo je
fire
crossbow.
accuracy and little recoil,
Pa da.
allowing players to stay mobile while maintaining pressure in
Ali
the
tu
fight.
su
Niko to
nema
neće zvati
recoila.
It's a
Chimera.
natural partner for the shockwave specialization. Players can
Prije će to
reposition
morat
quickly
nerfat
and
odmah.
continue landing
A
accurate
neće.
shots
Nisu
while
nikad
moving.
dodali novu
The
pušku i
new
morali
gadget
odmah
is the
nerfat.
hoverpad. The hoverpad deploys a levitating platform.
Pa da, vidiš da
remains
ovo
in the air
dila
at fast
previše
pace.
damage-a,
It
nema
allows players to
recoil.
create high ground almost anywhere in the arena. This
Dobro,
opens
taki
up new
P90.
movement and positioning opportunities. Players can use it to reach rooftops,
Oh, yeah.
gain sightlines over cover, or create new entry points into buildings and objectives.
Kada.
Together, they create a playstyle built around movement and positioning, adding more variety to
Dobro,
the
s ovim mogu
overall
tebi Ivanu servirat jump
Alongside the
padove
new
godine.
playstyle, we've also continued refining combat across
Baš.
the game. Several weapons have received adjustments that change how they behave
Tu je
during
dvorca u
fights.
pozadini.
The AKM now carries additional ammo.
Tem.
To
The
su više...
F-car fires slightly faster, and the pike has smoother recoil. Other weapons
GG.
have also seen tuning passes. For example, the M26 Matter now fires with tighter pellet dispersion, and the minigun carries more ammunition to keep pressure on opponents.
300 metaka za minigun, ljudi! To!
Ok, nije toliki hype smiri.
Ovo razje.
For more reliable control and
Doslovno
close
50
fights.
metaka za minigun je
Gadgets have also
ništa.
been adjusted to better fit the pace
Ovo je
of
100
the match.
metaka čak.
The lockbolt, thermal bore, and sonar grenade
Što 100
now have
metaka
shorter
su.
cooldowns.
Ne,
We've also
pede- aha,
updated
okej.
the reshape that interacts with defensive equipment. Now it can reshape objects through mesh shields and dome shields, which means it can even reshape the
Koji
dome
su
shield.
buffali data reshapere.
We've also made improvements to
Koji
how players interact with
retardinali.
combat systems.
Će abuzat data
Players can now
reshaper.
sprint while placing gadgets, allowing teams to stay mobile while deploying equipment during a fight. Quick melee
to je skin,
interactions have
bros?
also been standardized across body types,
Skin za kasa.
so players can reliably break objects and interact with the environment. For controller players,
to je
Season
flint
10
knock,
introduces a
onaj.
broader quality of life
Mora
paths,
da su to puške
with
predale.
improved aim assist settings, interaction behavior, and additional
To
input options that make it easier to
bolje
tailor
aim
the
assist.
controls to individual preferences.
Seriš da su vam...
Let's talk about gameplay and modes. Communication and coordination play a huge role in the finals, and Season 10 introduces major updates to the ping system. The updated ping system is more responsive and reliable, making it easier to communicate
To je
information quickly.
FY1.
It also includes
pojma.
lots of additional voice lines for
Opa.
specific items and objectives in the world. Additionally, we've also
E,
added
to
two
je
new
dobro.
ping wheels to the game to add more depth to team play. The comms wheel is available
Možeš
for limited
spektatat svoj keep sad.
allowing them to message teammates for revives, to tell them
To je
the
pre
least
OP,
point to
buraz.
respawn,
Kako
or
da?
provide instructions like asking them to stall the objective. The equipment status wheel allows players to make callouts to teammates about the status of each item in their inventory. letting
Samo
them
mogu
know
reći,
when
ono
that
imam
RPG is
ovo u
available
RPG-u,
on
braz.
cooldown,
Uj,
allowing for tighter
se baš.
coordination. Elsewhere in
Neću
the
ja više
HUD,
pričati.
we've also added
Da, nema.
party indicators to the scoreboard. During a match, you can see which contestants on your team are grouped together in a party.
O, zihe.
And in the post-match scoreboard, you'll see the party setup for all teams. When it comes to game modes, Season 10 brings changes across several modes. Cash-out spawn logic has been revisited to improve
to.
pacing, including adjustments to spawn positioning
Da
of
su
enemies,
popravili
and
ranked, ono.
significant reductions to spawn
Pa ček da
blocking.
vidim šta veli. Nije još došlo
Overall,
do tega.
respawns are now more consistent and better aligned with objectives.
Ali sad vajda cash-outovi neće biti metar od
Masoni
drugog.
Citadel is now available in
Tehnički
Lovre,
nisu bili.
and Starlight Hollow is featured at launch. Additionally, respawn
To je
credits in
Starlight
the
Hollow,
are now
buraz.
earned by the
Pojma.
attackers per objective completed, rather than by phase, allowing attackers to better sustain assaults. Now, let's talk about ranked. In Season 10, we're introducing several updates aimed at making ranked tournaments feel fairer and easier to understand. One change addresses how disconnects are handled during a match. Currently, if a player disconnects and fails to return within the reconnect window, they automatically receive a loss, a rank score penalty, and a lever penalty. Starting in Season 10, if that player reconnects later, and their team still goes on to win the round, the automatic loss and leave penalty will be removed. In those cases, we can clearly see that the disconnect didn't cause the team to lose, so the system will now account for that. We're also changing how tournaments are presented. Previously, the game labeled tournaments as easy or hard, based on team skill levels, which could often feel misleading. In Season 10, we're replacing this with two clearer indicators. Skill range shows how large the
Yo,
gap
I
is
spit,
between
what
the strongest and weakest teams in the tournament.
Moderate.
Tells players where we expect their team to finish based on seeding. For example, a fourth-seeded team may be told their goal is to reach a second round.
Što
We're
znači
also
da je seeding uopće?
introducing a restriction for points of two entering ranked tournaments. Right now, players with very different skill ranks can queue together as a duo, which can create frustrating situations for the solo teammate that joins them. In Season 10, we're limiting how far apart players in a two-person party can be. If their rank scores differ by more than 10,000 RS, they will no longer be able to queue for rank together. This restriction does not apply to parties of 3,
Dobro,
no
to se neće
players
desiti kod
affected
nas.
by a party competition, and it also does not apply to players going through placement matches. At the start of each season, we also recalibrate skill ratings across the rank.
I da dobit ćemo
Seeding
rewardu.
is the new compressed
I pa da.
ranking based on players' old rank. In previous seasons, we compressed ratings quite aggressively, which could lead to
A
uneven
hoće li
matches
taj
in the
update
season.
doći
In
na
Season
spijet?
10, we're compressing
Biće na kraju ovog videa,
progressions.
frazno.
Placement will now cover a wider range of ranks, extending up to platinum,
Pa da
reducing
skipamo
situations
onda.
where very high-ranked players are matched against much lower-ranked teams. We're also improving transparency around rank score. At the end of a tournament, players will now be able to see the rank score values of all players that participate in the match, giving a clearer picture of the skill levels involved. We're also refining how matchmaking works for ranked tournaments. In Season 10, we're adjusting the algorithm so that full parties of 3 and teams made up out of solo players are separated more often when possible. While we can't always fully separate them,
To je
especially
već
during
bolje.
quieter times of day, this should significantly reduce how often these teams meet. And this is only the beginning of the work we're doing in this area.
A fazom čujem
Later
tvoje
in the
duplo,
year, as
buraz.
part of Season 11, we'll continue improving the ranked experience with updates like
Čuješ
allowing
moje
personal
samo.
performance to
Da.
influence a portion of the rank score gained or lost in a match, clearer messaging around disconnected teammates and when it's safe to leave a match, and more detailed
Dobro, ajde, boli
breakdowns
nas
showing
briga.
exactly where ranked score changes come
Quality
from
and
and how
stability,
scores
zanima.
flow. Season 10 also introduces
Novi
several
skin za
new
revolver,
balance
vidim.
recognition features aimed at helping players better understand how the
Tu se
finals
izgleda
play,
ko svaki
including what we
drugi
call
skin.
the Finals Academy. The Academy is designed to help players understand the unique mechanics that make the finals different from other shooters. Through short
A ovo je
videos
za
and
nubiće,
examples,
buraz.
players can learn about
Treća za
teamwork,
Ivana.
objective play, destruction tactics, and how to work effectively with their team. This is the first iteration of the Academy, and we plan to expand it over time with additional lessons and strategies. We've also improved the way matches conclude. The match recap now includes a clear layout that brings together progression, rewards, and performance.
MVP se može dobiti.
Players will see
GG.
MVP,
Treba dobiti svaki
honorable
put.
mentions, and
Mada.
a personal performance summary that shows how they contributed during the match. We have also added additional gameplay tips that
Ili
appear
ti
in
meć
the
koji
loading
će nas
screens,
kirjat.
helping players learn new mechanics and
Kebra,
strategies
ovo
while playing
Fortnite ima.
And we've improved the recent player screen in the social menu. Instead of showing a
Ovo
simple
su
list
i
of
Embark
names,
partneri
the
igrali,
system now
buraz.
organizes
Zato je
players more
tako loše.
clearly, so it becomes a useful way to reconnect with teammates from previous matches. Finally, We have quality and stability. Season 10 continues the work we've been doing to improve the consistency and reliability of the core experience. Continued improving the reliability of weapon and gadget systems across the game. These updates reduce edge cases where equipment could behave inconsistently. On the technical side, we have introduced
Burel, ti
several
vidiš koliko taj
optimizations
crossbow ima dobar,
network efficiency,
kako se zove ovaj,
Keepfire, a?
These improvements help reduce frame time
Unuči
spikes
brutalni keepfire.
and keep gameplay running smoothly, even during the most chaotic moments. Season 10 also
Što
includes
dole
a
random
wide range of
novčić na
quality
keep?
fixes, addressing rare crashes, animation
možda
issues,
dobiješ pare
and
kad revivaš.
Season 10
Ja
brings a
brinem
new
da to kao
theme,
pokazuje
a
koliko
new
revive
arena,
imaš.
a new playstyle, and a long list of improvements across the game.
Zašto je pokazalo koliko ima revivova?
And part of a larger
Kao
journey
coinova.
that continues throughout the year.
Ono to da.
Before jumping into Season 10 in a few minutes, we do have one more thing to show today, and it's about the future
In a
of
few
the
minutes.
finals.
Čekaj,
Some of you
budućnost
have
finals.
followed our adventures since day one a few years ago. We feel that we're now in a place where we can share even more with you than just one single season ahead. And this means sharing a bit more about what we're working on for the rest of
Mogu ja
the
nekak stišat, brad?
The
Što?
roadmap is not final, and it's not exhaustive either. There are still surprises we haven't revealed yet, and things may change or evolve along the way.
Što?
But today, we want
Cash
to
out
bring
bot
closer to the
matches-
game than
matches.
before. We previously shared that year 3 is where we want to
New
lean
cash
into more
out
creative
map,
themes,
additional map and
while
point
also
break.
improving our technical quality, strengthening our core pillars, and refining the game's
Player
fundamental
cut.
systems.
Ziker,
And
šta?
with Season 11, we will continue building on that vision. In Season 11, we're completely rethinking our approach to the melee system.
Ljeljo, čisto
While
znaš,
the
ja sam
exact
te stišao da
balance
mogu ovog
will be revealed
čut
closer
šta
to
priča.
release. We're currently iterating on several updates that will improve the skill gap and make melee feel as rewarding to master as our other weapons, while reducing frustration. We'll also be focusing on a brand new player experience, revamping our onboarding system, in-game tutorials, and more. Season 10 is already a great time to jump back into the finals, and with Season 11, we're making it even easier for new players to join the arena. If you've been with us for previous seasonal reveals, you know that game optimizations and anti-cheat are always top priorities for us. Even if we're not diving into details, please know that our teams are full speed ahead on both. Finally, even though we're sharing a bit more today than we usually do, you'll notice that we're not revealing much about the end of Year 3, Season 12. And that's because we want to surprise you with the biggest season in the history of the finals since launch. It's not something we're building in just a few months. It's something we've been working on for a long time. Season 12 is about evolving our core vision, getting closer to what the finals was always meant to be, taking everything we've learned along the way, all the experience, including your feedback and your time in the arena, and using it to craft something that feels fresh, new, and truly evolved, while still being true to the finals. That was our overview of what's coming to the finals. We'll continue updating this roadmap along the way and share more with you as Year 3 progresses.
Okay.
In the meantime, thank you for tuning in today, and it's my great pleasure to officially launch Season 10 Fantasy League for all of you right now. And we'll see you in the arena.
Sad da updateam.
Oh my days!
Šta radi ovaj Oskar?
It's season 10 time. Welcome everybody.
Ok, aj ću ti Oskar. Nikog nije, niko te ne voli. Ja, minigana. I šak. I jedan random sword i svi drugi su... Ajde, čime lagano sad.
To defend.
Defendat je lakše.
Treba spasiti meta. Je nešto.
What the hell?
Pa nek mi meta onda.
Ma daj rikni!
A buraz. Ti smrad.
Okej.
I sad će me lancirat naravno. Ušta.
Ne, ovdje uopće, što si ti napravio?
Jump pad here!
A još jedan Riot Shield Legend, jedan.
Naravno, buraz.
Ne brini se, Ljeljo.
Oj, kuku me protiv lik.
Ovoj kućicu radi što ovo. Šta radiš ti? Vrš. Objective armed, opala. Ne begaj tamo. Okej.
Ha, marš od mene više si do sada.
Koliko zuji sve, buraz. What hell DNS? Ja se bojim. Okej. What the hell? Pa gdje je combat zone? Ja sam se izgubio. Medium will still remain
se od
healing
mene
pack.
više, buraz, neš me ubiti.
Ne mogu doći, buraz.
Bravo.
Okej, nisam znao da ih je 40.
To će nam i evo, zašto niko nije bude.
Pa da neko bude možda... Haj, čao, lajn. What the hell se dešava, buraz? Eto, hvala na shieldu. Nećete uzeti. It's gonna blow.
Every system has a back door.
To je
Marš
to.
tamo, bre. Ide gore, light.
Siluj te čaka, buraz.
Hell nam.
Šta se tu desilo?
Let's get airborne.
Okej. Aj, leti.
Down here!
What the hell?
Opa, lako je to pomaga.
Vidio gugan.
Reloading. Nothing like a little TLC.
Au, to je bila lopa.
Pa vidi tamo koliko ih je.
Pa ti krade! Nećeš više.
Jump pad here.
Dobar dan.
Vidi
Diraju čaka! Au!
Bro, što radiš?
Idu krasi. Sve koliko ih je.
Jel moguće, blokiramo je li sam gusa? Ne, blokiramo skills gusa.
Nećeš.
Pa je nećeš upraviti.
Pa da. Nešto?
Au.
A, bega od mene! Sorry, šteta što ovo mapa je jedino za ovaj game mode.
Ček, fakat.
Da.
To je sranje, buraz. Emberg ne zna raditi game model.
A koliko vi silujemo, obraz? Alo! Aj, mič se ti od mene. Eto to. Sve gore. Ma lagano. Goat! Čekaj slim!
Going jump pad. Thank you. Now let's win this. Okay, let's go.
Tako, nećete sad popet. Jo, neću se ni ja popet. Pao sam.
Bravo. Iznad, pazi.
Ok, ode ovaj.
Aj, begaj.
Revivaj ti. Pa koliko treba da ti treba ovo?
Aj, begaj. Kako ja volim ovo. Diraju nam. Čuvajte G, buraz. Kako su
Pa
gotovi.
čuvamo H svi. Eto ga ja čuvam G. Ok, ništa od toga. Ok, ništa od toga. Nešto je meni uspješati.
Okej. Ne diraj mi ljudu. Odi do čakanja ti hila.
Pa čak ima jedan health, ja ću se crpiti.
Ti ovaj proletio.
Oooo!
Kako bouncaju.
Jok, retarda, malo je.
Okej.
A, to.
Ma laga, ma buraz.
Kao što smo ja i ovaj drugi heavy imali 11 i 12.
Uglavnom ljudi, to bi bilo to za današnji video. Realno sezona 10 je brutalna, puška je brutalna, specialization je brutalna, mapa je preljepa. Samo šteta što, eto, jedino je ovdje ta mapa. Nigdje drugdje. A uglavnom, nadam se da vam se svidjelo i vidimo se u sljedećoj epizodi. Aj, čao!